The team had a plan on how to get to Atlas, but it was a risky plan, especially getting one person mad and ended up making her summon her robot. Hot. Junior was looking for Blake, but then he heard some familiar voice. Adam. Holy crap, did he stalk us all the way over here? God, he has one revenge data against Blake. But hey, this is my perfect opportunity to actually to actually fight Adam this time. He ran all the way, well, half the way there, but for the rest of the way, he used his atomic breath and flight in the air. It was flying in the air. And at the right moment it appeared he didn't came alone. Yang came as well. Junior fired his atomic breath at that Adam. Hey, remember me? You? What are you? Does this answer your question? Junior's spines and tail came out. That gave Adam his clear answer. He was not fighting no ordinary person. He was fighting the king of monsters. Bring it on. Him and Yang were tag teaming against Adam. It was a difficult fight at first. Surprisingly, he put up a fight to Junior, which surprised him. No human actually put up a fight against him like that before. It wasn't until Blake decided to team in as well and join the fight. It was 3 against 1. And even with the 3 of them combined, Adam still was managed to overpower at least one of them. Junior was getting tired of Adam's sword. Even though it looked cool. Well, no. Junior had other plans in mind. Junior grabbed Adam's sword along with Blake. They both snapped it and tossed it on the other side of tossed it over the cliff. Now Adam was weaponless. He decided to try to grab at Blake's weapon, but Junior grabbed him at the right moment and slammed him on the ground multiple times and allowed Blake and Yang to get at the perfect moment to use the blades to kill Adam. Even if you put up a fight, Adam, you're still no match for the king of monsters. Even if these two weren't here, I would still taken you on pretty easily. Now, how about you fall like the piece of crap you are? And just like that, Adam fell to the water. Junior was having a moment to breathe. Dang. That was tough. Junior was allowing the team to catch a break. Well, Ruby, Yang and Blake to catch a break for a while before joining back with Ruby and the others. When they joined back, they heard that there was a giant Grim, almost about Junior's height, but not as big as Junior, but big enough to pose a threat to the whole world. Not unless Junior had something to say about it. And everyone was looking at Junior here as the solution on how they're going to take this Grim down. Just say the word and I'll transform. Just don't transform in the ship, please. Alright. Just drop me in the ocean and I'll transform and I'll ambush the fricker. When they arrived to the scene, Junior transformed. And started to fight the giant Grim. The giant Grim was no challenge to him at all. The fight was pretty intense. Junior had never fought a Grim this big before. The last one was almost as big as this one. He'd forgotten how big the other one was. But Junior was not going to give in that easily. He was king of the monsters, and he wasn't going to let that go for nothing. He was not going to let this Leviathan and Grim to get in his way and take that throne away from him. If anything, this is just a mindless monster with only one thing to do. Destroy all of humanity. It doesn't really think, it just acts on its own. Kind of reminds Junior of King Ghidorah's left and right head. That's all it reminded him. Even though Junior never really met King Ghidorah, but still reminded him. And surprisingly, he was actually seeing his dad's memories. On how the other two heads acted. It wasn't until Junior finally got tired of this and charged up his red spot ray atomic breath. Alright, time for you to burn. You son of a bee. When Junior fired his atomic breath, the Grim's head ended up exploding instantly. And half of its body was destroyed. Take that, you weak little brat. Not even a Grim is no match for the king of the monsters. Instead of doing his weird but silly victory dance, he just gave off a victory roar. And after that, everyone was heading straight to Atlas. Ruby was very impressed of Junior's strength, but still, she couldn't get in the way between his relationship with Blake. Junior actually whispered something into Blake's ear. When we land, I think it's time we actually talk about something. Okay, I was meaning to talk to you about something too. Alright. Junior didn't know if Blake actually had the same interests as he did, or what. But he didn't really care. It didn't take them long to arrive at Atlas. At the back of the group, Junior and Blake were talking. Look, Junior, I don't think this relationship's working out between us. Oh, you were thinking the same thing? Mm-hmm. Huh, that's a coincidence. So, are you wanting to break up? Yes, I want to break up. I just want to be a good friend, that's all. Yeah, I don't think our relationship was working out in the first place. Yeah, me too. Friends? Friends. Well, I guess I'm your ex number 2. Don't worry, I got my eyes on another girl. Really? Where? Who is he? Who is it? Weiss? Who? Who? Junior was looking at Ruby and Blake's eyes were widened. Oh my... What? What happened? Nothing? Then let's just keep moving. Blake and I were just talking about us breaking up. Oh no. Dang, looks like you're not the only ex around here then. Well, I guess I'm not. Everyone continued to walk with Junior and Blake walking right behind them. Don't tell anyone, especially not Crow. Might chop my head off. Dude, he trusts you. You're the king of monsters. Why do you always have to remind me that I'm king? I get it, I'm king of the monsters. I'll just give Ruby some time a little bit, then I'll think about starting a relationship, okay? Alright. Everyone continued to walk around the street until they arrived to their first location. They started dealing with some crime, then they got arrested. And Junior had no one else to blame but Crow. But Junior had no one else to blame. But his own stupidity. It's about not making sure that they were, well, okay to land here. Junior kept on thinking about how much he just wanted to just break out and just destroy the city. But he couldn't, because it looks like it was already that the city was already suffering enough. At least the bottom part, not the top part. It took them long to arrive to Atlas, and they got welcomed by Ironwood, or aka James, or the General. After having a little meeting with the General, everyone else got to look around. And then they were allowed to stay in Atlas. Except now they follow the General's orders. Junior had no response to that. But he couldn't feel like that. There was something strange about Atlas. Something wasn't right. He could have put his finger to it. But he'll figure it out sooner than later. Until then, Junior was focused on one thing at a time. About a few weeks later, things have been changing quite suddenly. Ruby actually ended up cutting her hair a little bit.